Upset team to win. North Melbourne versus Adelaide. He tips Adelaide in his tips. What on earth is going on there? Tips over here, and over here you got upsets to team to win matchup. West Coast versus Fremantle. He tips Fremantle. Where's the logic here? I'm so confused. I don't understand what this guy is on. And look at this. Same guy. So for some reason he has like 45 accounts on both YouTube and Twitch. Fremantle will not lose to West Coast. Also, not guaranteed. He literally just said right here that West Coast will beat Fremantle and then tip Fremantle to beat West Coast. And then over here, he's saying Fremantle will not lose to West Coast. And in a comment, he says that he deleted to try and get away from the list. West Coast beating Fremantle by 37 points has to be a fluke. LOL. What side are you on, mate? The amount of flip-flopping here is crazy. Always good to start this episode civilized as usual. KARLO? You know what happens when you make stupid predictions that contradict your other predictions? When you predict a team to win and then predict the other team, like you're some sort of smartass who thinks he can win either way, huh? The way you've done it like 4 times as well is very alarming. You know what happens, KARLO? Huh? You just made the list! Times 10,000. My words, even the worst tippers don't change their tips in the same round and keep the same tip as before. What? It makes no physical sense. Anyway, we left off last time at the last 2 games of round 5. Geelong by 83, Eagles by 11. Okay, you are okay. Yeah, margin's wrong, but you are fine. No, I'm not going over this again. Geelong West Coast, okay. You know, these are obvious tips. Oh, you'd rather have hate comments then? Okay then. You suck! Wow. Mars McGee, guys, he's really got me there. Unbelievable. Tigers on the list now. We'll get there. Okay, yeah, okay, you know what? Richmond Tigers, for losing to West Coast, you just made the list. St Kilda, wrong. Adelaide, wrong. Collingwood, okay, you got that right. So you got 2 wrong still, Ben. Carlton, not bad. No, not bad. Geelong, okay, you got that right. Freo should be competitive enough. They got bloody battered over the field the entire game, mate. That's the 3rd time. Sydney, Gold Coast to win. Got another one wrong there. That's 4. That's unbelievable. Hate to say it, but the Hawks. Okay, so you got 4. You're still on the list 4 times. Eagles on the list? No. No, they're not on the list. You know what, Ethan? You're on the list. You want to know why Ethan's on the list, guys? Because he supports 16 teams. There's 18 teams in the league of AFL and he supports 16 teams. He supports everyone except Adelaide and West Coast. That makes 0 sense. Because half the teams in Melbourne hate each other anyway. So, out of Essendon, Collingwood, Carlton, Melbourne, Richmond, you can't like more than one team there. Like, that doesn't make any sense. How can you support all 6? How can you support all of those teams? It doesn't. There's no logical sense. How could you support Sydney and GWS? It doesn't make any sense. Hawthorn and North Melbourne, Hawthorn and Geelong. None of it makes sense. How do you... You know what? Let's move on. He's on the list 16 times because he supports 16 teams. He said that in a live stream. St Kilda, Adelaide. That's the first 2 wrong already. Collingwood, Carlton, Cats. The margin's a bit wrong, but we'll take Freo by 50. They lost by bloody 37, mates. So you're on the list twice for that one. Okay, just for that margin. Swans and Hawthorn. Okay. Okay, you're still on the list as many times as Ben, even though you got less incorrect predictions. But to predict Freo by 50 and then for them to get smashed, you have to take the flak for that, my friend. You have to take the flak for that. Is there such thing as a secret Carlton fan? I agree, because I am a Hawthorn fan, and people think I'm a secret half Carlton fan. It doesn't make any bloody sense. Again, everyone is getting the same first 2 predictions incorrect. It is unbelievable. Richie, you just made the list twice. Collingwood, Carlton, Brisbane. Ha! Brisbane. Ha 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 ha. They can't even kick straight or go 4 quarters without failing. For flip's sake. Freo by 45, but that's twice. So that's 5 times now. Sydney and Hawthorn. Okay, we'll let you off for those 2 because obviously those 2 are correct. Have you noticed? No comment. Here's KARLO again. He's already on the list 10,000 times. We're going to add more. St Kilda, Adelaide, that's twice. Because it's KARLO, we're going to double it to 4. Port Adelaide to beat Collingwood. Okay, that's not just 5, that's 6. You're getting 2 tips. You're getting 2 incorrect. You're getting. I can't. You see, you have confuddled my head so much that I can't even speak properly. You are on the list twice for every incorrect prediction because you're predicting both teams in the same game. That makes 0 sense unless they were 3 teams, which there isn't. Anyway, as I was saying, Fremantle by 36. Yeah, you're on the list not just twice but 4 times for that one. All right, that's 10 times in total. Along with the 10,000, you're already on the list because you're driving me bloody mental. Sydney and North Melbourne by 29 against my Hawks, against my team. North Melbourne by 20. You're on the list. 10,000 plus 10 plus 20. You're on the list 10,030 times. I've had enough. I've had enough. He can't even spell Fremantle. Fremantle. What's that? What's Fremantle? Is that a material? On the list twice. This is about the Adelaide-Essendon game. I'm going to put them both on the list. I'm putting Adelaide on the list because they were incompetent. And I'm going to put Essendon on the list because they missed 18 shots. And because Essendon missed 18 shots, a competent team would have beaten them, would have punished them for that. But Adelaide decided, you know what? I don't want to mark the ball anymore. They dropped so many key marks in the last quarter. They decided, you know what? Even though Essendon have given us a chance to win, we don't want to win. So you're both on the list. So I mentioned that there is hope after my team won its first game of the season, which was very nice. And they're like, hope for what? What sort of stupid idiot question is this? But then I realized this guy is just, you know, he just wants attention, basically. That's how he comments. He doesn't comment normal comments. Like, have a look at this on my vlogging channel. So he says, why do you use this channel? It's pointless. In another comment, 3 months later, he says, how did this bloke only have 500 subs? This guy is amazing. Should have at least 100k. He just types whatever's controversial. He just types whatever's controversial, so he gets replies. That's it. Someone replied to this, and it's not here for some reason. Yeah, he just writes comments just to be controversial. So when he types this, I'm fairly certain he's just typing it to try and annoy me, which is fair. You know, I sometimes annoy people too. I get it. It's fun. But this guy is a stupid idiot, and he just made the list. Only the ruse, ha ha ha. Pretty sad if you lost this, don't you think? It's pretty sad if you lose any game. That's just, you know, what difference does it make if you lose to the best team or the worst team? You're still lost. So it's a win is a win rate. 4 points. You get 4 points for beating anyone. You stupid idiot. Thomas, the tank engine. Because that's who you are now. You are the tank engine.
You just made the list! 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 You just made the list!